I say this nicely? How the f was that a penalty? Hold on, you're gonna tell me that a referee saw this go down, went to go check VAR, made the decision that this was in fact a penalty in a Madrid derby with such high stakes? Ooh, I'm getting fired up. I'm getting fired up. What's up, everyone? This is the Caroline Salimi Show. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for always commenting on my videos. If you could please subscribe and hit that bell button so you guys could be notified when I post my next video, I'd really appreciate it, and I appreciate you all very much. Now, this episode is dedicated to the controversial moment, the hottest topic trending in football right now between Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid, and it was quite the penalty. Since I saw this penalty happen in the Madrid derby, I have been thinking about it nonstop. So we're going to talk about it. And with that being said, let's get right into it. Okay, guys. So first things first, it's the Madrid derby. We knew there was going to be spice. We knew there was going to be drama, and we knew that we would have a lot to talk about. But I didn't expect this penalty. Okay, also, I know there's a Real Madrid jersey behind me, so no one come for me. Cristiano Ronaldo is my greatest of all time. I do like Real Madrid, but I promise you, if this was Barcelona versus Real Madrid in an El Clasico, and this happened to Cubarsí, I'd be saying the same thing. Hand on my heart to the football gods, I promise you I'd be saying the same thing. Okay, now let's really get into it.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Okay, so it's about the 30th minute of the match between Atletico and Real Madrid, and nothing too crazy has happened until, boom, it does. Okay, so the ball is flying into Real Madrid's box, and Tchouameni, who's playing center back in this match, once again out of his natural position, goes and extends his leg prior to the ball getting to him, because naturally, as a defender or a player might want to do, he anticipates that the ball's moving and he tries to get to it, okay? Now, it's important to note that when he first does this, the ball nor the Atletico player is near him. But of course, as the play is in motion, as the ball is in motion, the ball gets to Tchouameni as well as Atletico's Samuel Lino. Now, as the ball travels, it goes past Lino and it goes past Tchouameni, okay? Lino is not in a goal-scoring position. He doesn't have the ball. The ball is traveling, and during this time, Tchouameni's foot drops to the ground because it was once up in the air, so it has to drop to the ground, and it lands on Lino's boot. Now, it's very important to mention that Tchouameni is on his toes. His entire foot isn't stomping on Samuel Lino's boot, okay? And let me be very clear with this point. The ball was past both Lino and Tchouameni before Tchouameni's foot touched Lino's. The ball, long gone.
This looks suspicious.
So the only question I have at this moment in time, going through all of that, is what kind of daylight robbery are we watching? Because this is in fact not a penalty, in my humble opinion.
You stepped on my toes again.
But at this moment in time, let's give the ref some credit here. You know, he's doing his job. There's lots of things going on in the moment. He gets called over to the VAR booth, so he's gonna check it out on his screen. It's some of the most high-tech, sophisticated technology. Surely they'll get it right. So the ref is now looking at the replay, and can you please tell me how this is the conversation between the referee and the VAR official? The ref says, I need more images, I need to see it better. The VAR team says, there are no images. The ref then says, okay, it's a penalty, I'll give it. I'm sorry, pardon me? What do you mean there are no images? Isn't this the whole point of VAR? Don't we constantly hear how this is the most incredible video review technology? The whole point of having VAR is to have video review and images ready to present to the on-field referee so that they can decipher properly and accurately the moment at hand.
This is crazy, this is crazy, this is crazy.
But you're gonna tell me that there are no images ready? How? How are there no images ready? So this tells me that it's one of two things. One, the VAR officials up in their cozy little VAR booth are not watching the same game we're watching. In fact, they're probably watching their favorite reruns of their favorite show because it ain't making sense. We're not watching the same moments. Two, They had images, but they just didn't want the referee to see a particular angle.
Conspiracy theory.
Either way, the referee and the VAR official are the ones to blame in this situation because, Mr. Referee, sir, if you need more images to decide if this is a penalty, especially in a Madrid derby, if you need more images, how are you deciding that it's a penalty? How is, okay, like, I'm not sure, but first thing that comes to mind is penalty. How is that the thought process? How is that the rationale? Look at Carlo Ancelotti when this decision was made. One of the most experienced managers in the game. He's seen it all. This guy had his hands on his head, probably ready to quit his job because, like, what's the point? What's the point if the refs and VAR officials are this out to lunch in a game of this magnitude? And guys, it's not just La Liga. We see this every day in football. Most recently, Manchester United versus Leicester City in the fourth round of the FA Cup. Did you guys see Harry Maguire's game-winning goal? Beauty. We're not going to talk bad about Harry Maguire. I don't stand any Harry Maguire slander. That guy works hard. He does his job lately. He scores the game-winning goal for Manchester United. And can you tell me how every single player on Manchester United is offside prior to Bruno Fernandes's free kick? Oh, where's VAR? Oh, actually, we don't have VAR in the fourth round of the FA Cup because that makes sense. But like beyond VAR, where's the linesman? Bro tried to escape the match early to beat the traffic.
Taxi! Taxi!
The point is that referees, VAR officials across all leagues in football have no clue on a consistent basis what they're doing. I don't think they really even understand the rules. It's so subjective these days, and it ruins a lot of moments in football. Guys, look at this tweet, okay? This tweet cracked me up because, of course, I'm crashing out after the game, and I'm just trying to consume as much content as possible about this moment. This tweet cracked me up because it's the truth. During the moment, all the commentators were like, this is not a penalty. No part of this is a penalty. Look at this tweet. And then somehow we're all seeing that, but the referee who needs more images, can't get more images, even though that's VAR's job, calls a penalty. It's just, it's not making sense.
I'm confused.
But anyways, ref gives a penalty. Alvarez, oh, what a player. Loved him for Manchester City. Pep needed to give him more time. Every single time Alvarez stepped on the pitch for City, he made an impact. What a player. Anyways, I love seeing him at Atletico. I think that he's a player that deserves way more playing time, and he steps up to take this penalty, and you just knew it was going to be a goal. But for him to hit the Panenka, on Courtois with a sea of Real Madrid fans behind him, the aura, the confidence. So anyways, now the game is 1-0, and I need to tell you how monumental this point of the game was. Because if Atletico goes on to win this game, 1-0, 2-0, whatever it may be, they are at the top of the La Liga standings, based on that botched penalty call, in my opinion. So yeah, I know that there's a good stretch of games left where Real Madrid could essentially catch up and take that number 1 spot back, but what if they don't? The race is so tight between Real Madrid, Atletico, and Barcelona. This call by this referee, this horrible call, this terrible call by this referee could have major implications moving forward for Real Madrid. Because let's say, what if they don't get their shit together? What if after this game, everything crumbles? So it's just crazy to me. Like, to make a call like that when the stakes are so high in a derby, it's just unacceptable. The word is unacceptable. Not to mention, let's address the elephant in the room. Don't you think the timing was slightly ironic? We heard so much drama this week about Real Madrid filing complaints about the referees and everyone clapping back because they're like, what do you mean? You're Real Madrid. You guys always get the penalties. Nothing's ever called against you. And those clapbacks aren't wrong. Real Madrid have been given 10 penalties this season. Never won against until today against Atletico Madrid. Is the league standing up to Real Madrid? Maybe. Are the refs mad? Maybe. Are they taking a stand? Maybe. I'm not saying that that's the case. I'm just pointing out that there are no coincidences and the timing is very ironic.
It's a conspiracy theory.
And listen, guys, I can completely understand being a fan of any other team but Real Madrid inside of La Liga and being annoyed of them complaining about the referees because, yes, when you get 10 penalties for and none against up until that moment, now one against, you're like, what are you complaining about? But please, then pick a moment that actually warrants a penalty, because this one between Tchouameni and Lino wasn't it. But anyways, luckily for Real Madrid fans, the washed Kylian Mbappe, can't believe that some people were calling him washed or finished. This man scored a hat-trick in the World Cup final like 5.5 minutes ago. What do you mean he's washed? You don't just wake up one day and forget to play football. You don't just wake up one day and say, I don't think I'm good anymore, and be Kylian Mbappe. This guy, against Messi and company, scored a World Cup hat-trick. He took France and put them on his back and scored a World Cup hat-trick. And just because he had a slow start with Real Madrid, people are going to say he's finished? Ooh, honest to God, how fired up I get. It's not normal. Anyways, he scored his 16th goal in 21 games. Not too bad when you look at the context, hey? And just to put the cherry on top for all the haters,
I love cherry pies.
Mbappe now has 500 career goal contributions and is the youngest player in history to achieve that at just 26 years old. How's that stat for all the haters? Yeah, I bet you wish you had Mbappe on your team now. Other notable moments in the game, Asensio was absolutely unbelievable. Look at the stats. And he also really took care of Tchouameni next to him, who I thought had a good game. Tchouameni, like I said earlier in this episode, was not playing in his natural position. He was playing at center back today. Obviously went through the controversial moment of the penalty. I think Asensio was a rock for him. He was a rock for Real Madrid. Again, I can't say enough good things about him. And also, big shout out to Griezmann. Man, the most underappreciated, the most underrated player, in my opinion, of our entire generation. Every time I watch him play, how fluid he is and how smart he is on and off the ball is truly incredible. We don't talk about him enough, and he just does it so quietly and effortlessly while working his absolute ass off that I wanted to give him a shout on this episode. I love watching him play for France. I thought he was incredible for France at the last World Cup, and even with Atletico. He does it all. Oh, and I want to talk about Bellingham today. I don't know. This is for anyone who's living in North America. I don't know if it was on everyone's stream, but did you guys hear Bellingham at the beginning of the game tell the linesman to F off? Or he was like to the linesman, the ball went out, and Bellingham assumed it was a Real Madrid ball, but the linesman said, no, it's actually Atletico's. Bellingham didn't like that decision, so he looks at the linesman, and he's like, F you, man, F off. And not only did he say it, he shouted it. I was on my couch, and I was looking around, I'm like, who is that? Bellingham. And listen, I don't take these moments seriously. I think Bellingham is great. You guys know this. You saw my video about him on my channel, but I don't take these moments seriously. It's the heat of the moment. He's into the game. It's a derby. But I also understand you have to respect the officials. But man, that was a crazy moment because I haven't heard someone shout that loud that the person watching on television is like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah, that was wild, huh? I mean, what was he thinking?
Okay, my friends, so my parting words is obviously, like I said, super controversial moment in today's match. The game finished in a draw, 1-1. Real Madrid leads La Liga still, Atletico sitting in second, and Barcelona in third as of that game. Whether you agree with me or you don't, please tell me in the comments. I want to hear from you. I'm so excited to talk about this moment because, like I said, I'm still thinking about it hours later. The officiating within VAR and on-field officials needs to tighten up because at this point, it has become a serious problem within our sport of football. It's too subjective at times. You see one call being made one day and a completely different call being made the other day. Football needs video review and football needs officials. Obviously, we know that. There is no game without that. But they need to clean it up before they ruin the sport.